Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime.
That was a good one.
Yes. The squad is partially back.
Partially.
The best parts.
Welcome to another episode of AnimeShun. I got called out by somebody. It might have been Keith by saying my shun was trash on like the last episode or two.
It was lacking, I guess.
It was lacking. I didn't have no hoot in it, so I gave a little bit more hoot. Thank y'all for tuning in again. We're back again.
Yeah.
Rob,
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Brennan,
What up?
hoe-ass Ice ain't here.
No,
Not
he's
here.
a bitch.
He's a bitch.
Are we gonna sing for him too, guys? Huh?
What?
Let's all collectively sing for Ice.
I mean, do you wanna lead us
I mean, here's
in?
the thing. That's your theme song. What's your theme song for Ice?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a follower here, so
You know,
like,
Rob, I'm not going to let you go ahead and just placate yourself to the
Yeah.
background. You participating and disrespecting anybody is as if you did it in the forefront because you're the guy who doesn't disrespect people, and I got disrespected by Rob by him singing the whole song last episode.
So what is your song for Ice?
yeah, I'll join in the chorus right now.
What do
I'll
you
think
have?
about it. I'll get back to it. I don't
Oh,
have
now
anything.
you see.
You put me on the
Okay.
spot.
You-
You
I
put me on
came
the
up with
spot.
the song
You
on
had
the
a
spot.
week to stew on this.
Like there's another song that's a bitch song like the whole song. What
I
song?
mean,
what song is a bitch song?
And here's the thing. It don't got to be a bitch song. He's always late. Well, he hasn't been late recently, but I mean that's what he's known
You be
for.
late as fuck. Whatever. What is AnimeShun anyway?
AnimeShun is a dope podcast where we talk about, we break down review episodes or review seasons. And we break down it by episodes by 4. And we talk about one-offs too, man. We have discussions. We have debates on here. That's what we do on AnimeShun. And I know Ice is going to complain if we don't do this. So this is,
No, I'm not doing it. I'm
this
not
is
doing it.
the greatest fucking podcast of all time.
anime
I
podcast.
think he says anime podcast.
Okay, this is the greatest fucking anime podcast of all time.
I had a funny thought this morning on the way in. I was just like, I kind of had. I listen to other podcasts. Obviously, one of them is called "Things You Should Know" or "Stuff You Should Know," and I saw for the first time the pictures of the hosts. And I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
straight disappointed. And
No, I
so
get
for me,
that.
I wonder, like, when people are listening to this, like, do we look like our voices?
I had some people tell me when they first saw, because people, they know me, so they know me, right? When they said, they were like, Rob, they're like, I get it.
okay, yeah,
They were just like, okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
when they were listening at first, it was just us three, so then they wasn't putting Ice in it yet. So when they saw Ice before they even saw him catch up on the podcast.
Ah, okay.
On the portion of the podcast.
Yeah,
But it was Brendan, they were like, oh, that's what he sounds like.
That's what he looks like, you mean?
I mean, that's what he looks like. They're like,
interesting.
okay.
I don't know. I don't know what that. I don't know.
I didn't know what it meant either.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
It wasn't like they were offended. They were just like I don't
No,
know.
they don't get to be offended. That'd be my job.
They are
Like, what you
offended
talking
at,
about?
by what you look like.
Yeah, right.
It was like they were pretty much. It was like a weird, like, I guess they said it was just like I just had a whole different person in my head. I just didn't. Maybe I feel like he might even been nerdier. Like in
I
a
got
sense of-
black frame glasses on, a bald head.
No, but no,
like-
Tanjiro jacket.
have you ever seen that
I am
episode?
literally rocking a Tanjiro jacket.
Have you ever
right
seen
now.
that episode of Key and Peele, where it's like the nerd episode, and he was like, "Shut up, mom! Silence from you." That's like me and Keon's one of our favorite sketches, right? And he had this comb over wig. He's like the classic, guy that sits at the computer like,
Yeah.
fucking bitch, just eats fucking like microwave food.
Yeah.
They thought you kind of looked like that, I guess.
I
So
mean-
seeing you like this, they were kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not.
Oh, so wait. So I got more swag than my voice. Is that?
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
I guess you-
sounds like it.
I don't.
You lucked up.
I want to argue with that, but the thing is, like, whenever I listen to the podcast, like, I listen to my voice and I'm like, God damn, I sound like straight up nerd, like 100% certified, fresh, organic nerd up in these streets.
I don't know many people that love their voice when they hear it. I know people that love their voice when they're just talking in person, but when they listen back, like I listen to our stuff too, and I can't even get through full episodes all the time, but like I fucking hate how I'm talking so fast.
Yeah.
And then two, I'm just like, I just hate how it sounds. And even as a stand-up comic, I'm just like, I gotta deal with this shit.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, that's a big part. You gotta watch yourself back. And,
But anyways, real quick,
Oh, there's a couple. We have a couple announcements.
Couple
First of all-
announcements.
First of all,
Couple
hold on a
catch-up
second. This one's comes straight to you guys from Keenan's bitch ass emotions. Let's go ahead, Keenan. What you got?
Hey, man, they finally showed up.
Yeah.
Got a little birthday present.
Happy birthday.
Happy
this is
Keenan.
from-
birthday, you emotional hoe.
Hey, man, everybody else got something, man.
That's from me and Ice
Yeah,
because Brennan came through on Christmas.
Yeah, he got me the Todoroki keychain, which I
Yep.
appreciate. I love.
He still rocks it.
I
Talk
still
to people
rock
about
actually,
it.
still rocking for sure. So this is from Rob and Ice, and I have not even looked at this yet. So let's see what we got here.
Either
All
way,
right.
I'm still like this guy. The only reason all this is happening is because
Ah.
he was being such an emotional hoe.
Hey.
Oh, I got him a
Trunks.
Trunks action figure.
Trunks, aka the most overrated character in like just all of anime, I guess.
Depending on who you ask.
Depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
So if you guys are watching our YouTube channel right now, then you'll
Yeah.
see that it's a pop animation number 107, the Trunks.
The Trunks character.
Trunks.
This
I
is
think
super
it
dope,
looks.
man.
I think it looks weird.
You think it looks weird because his head?
Yeah, he got a square head and big black dot eyes. I know
That's
I
the
know
style. That's
the
what they
style
look
of pop.
like.
I know.
Yeah.
They all look weird to me.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
I'm glad you like it, man. He's
yeah,
got
man.
that sword pulled out. He's ready for action.
And
He's
we got
ready to
you a
go
cake,
slice
too.
Frieza up. Ready for war.
We got you a cake too, because we know you was emotional about not getting a cake.
Yeah, you got cake in the kitchen.
Rob pulled a cake from one of his cake stores.
Went up.
one of his
pulled up,
old cakes that he
was
got.
like, opened up the fridge. Was like, I guess I'm not using this one. Like,
Yeah, Rob got so many goddamn
All
cakes.
I asked for was birthday love. I didn't ask for a present. I asked for, how come I didn't get a cake? And it's love. Hey, happy birthday. After my thing was, I told y'all
Here we go.
it was the day. And
we pulled up in the group chat. In the group chat, there were all sorts of texts.
All of.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, we definitely pulled
after
up
I
with the
said
love.
something.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I said something first, and
All right,
then
we'll go. I mean, it's literally a written
I wanna-
transcript.
I wanna-
You may be right. You may be right. I can't.
nobody started off happy birthday, Keenan. No, I'm
say is
damn near
that-
Rob is on the group text. Rob is one of these receipt motherfuckers, and I'm cool with that.
He's looking right now. Just for the
I'm
record.
looking.
So
I'm
in the
scrolling
meantime,
back.
while he's looking, I'm gonna give you guys my quick. So I wasn't in the last episode, so I'm just gonna really, really quickly give you guys my top 3.
Right.
I really have 4. I didn't write them down. I kind of just made them up on the way here. But my top 3 things from the shows we watched, pretty much from the last decade. Ha, we could say that.
Yeah.
So my number 3
No, it's
moment.
not from the last decade. I mean, I guess technically it
It is. It is technically
But
from
just
the last
remember
decade.
just that year.
I mean, the show, whatever. It's every show we ever watch. It's not just the year. That's how y'all
No,
did on the podcast.
it's every show we ever watched from 2019. So anything that we did in 2018, we don't count that.
So like I was saying, my
I'm just
top
telling you,
pick.
that's what we picked from.
It is
What we
anything
picked
we
from.
watched last year.
So I mean, did we watch? I thought we watched Baki in 2018.
No,
Am
it
I-
wasn't-
no.
no, it wasn't 2019.
Oh. Y'all had some
Ice,
quality picks. I'll tell you that.
Ice wrote down a nice list.
Y'all had some quality picks. So my number 3 is the Demon Slayer moment. Everybody knows episode 19
Yeah, of course.
when Tanjiro does the fire breathing. Everybody felt that in their loins, I think, because goodness gracious, the animation, the moment, the everything being brought together, the earrings, the father, whew, that's some feelings.
Yeah.
So that's number 3.
I already.
What did Rob, I just said what my
Rob
number-
pulled up something, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got my number 2. Hold on, Rob gave you my number 2 earlier. What was it, Rob?
The veteran episode on Megalobox, which is the same as my
Yep.
number 2.
Yep,
Yeah,
veteran
yep.
episode of Megalobox, because
Very emotional.
how do you not get in your feels about that? And my number
Yep.
1, can I get a drum roll for number 1? No. There we go. Number 1 is Eva Evangelion. Me and Rob's arguments.
Oh man.
Like me and Rob. Like if you go back, like guys, if you want to see what makes AnimeShun, go back and watch episodes. The second and third episode that we did, not the second and third episode of the show, but the second and third episode of our podcast, where me and Rob were we're all reviewing. But let's just keep it real.
Evangelion.
Me and Rob were reviewing Evangelion, and
Dragging Ice and Keenan through
yeah,
it.
we dragged Ice
begrudgingly.
and Keenan through that
Man.
whole show. But we dragged them through it and with style on these because we had like a straight up Me Too argument about one of the characters and about sexism and about that. And it went to 11, y'all. Like if there was a power level on that shit, like it was definitely over 9,000.
Oh man, and that's the thing. We're not here to agree all the time. We don't
No.
give a fuck to agree. We have our own opinions, our own type of life.
Yeah.
And they went at it, and we just sat there and
It
enjoyed it.
It was intense as fuck. And so also my other honorable mention I wanted to put out there was when Ice and Keenan got into it for the first time. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't
That
remember.
was also with Evangelion.
I think it was.
with the Is Sinji a Bitch?
Yeah. Is Shinji a bitch? Like Keenan and Ice, like for real. I thought that it was like that we were gonna turn off the podcast and it was gonna be like, all right, where the gloves? Like that's what I
was
thought.
that serious? I don't remember it being that serious.
It might have been that, or it might have been, is Trunks overrated?
Something. There was something that
Back
y'all.
to this.
Because like I remember there was a time during this podcast where I felt like it was normally 2.5 versus 1 in almost everything that we did. So like in a half, yeah, that's you, Rob. You're the half.
Yeah.
But 2.5 versus me. It felt like that was the podcast for a while. But then Ice started being Ice.
Yeah.
And Keenan couldn't take it no more. And Keenan was just like, nah, bruh. Like, nah. So now Ice probably feels like it's 3 versus 1 because he just be saying dumb shit all the time.
I mean,
so,
it's just logic versus like
versus Ice.
Yeah, because I mean, just a quick a tidbit. When you talk about the whole animation, I was going through the episodes and cutting up pieces for American anime.
Yeah.
And you had amazing points when you brought to that anime that was made in Texas.
That played on the
that plays in the Japanese.
Ruby.
And then
Yeah.
it's kind of like he's just like. No, it's kind of like, bro.
I was listening to episode 2 and I was like, how is he arguing with me? Like my points were.
Your points were on point.
Yeah.
He's dug in.
And I was just like, that's what I'm saying about
the
like
beach.
not caring about logic. And Ice is logical off camera. I have plenty of discussions with him. We talk all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I was kind of like, all right, this is a troll moment. This is kind of like, bro, I know as fans we're very passionate, but if the creators are being like, no, this is anime. And then the fans are like, no, this is not. It's like, motherfucker, we make anime.
Like we're the guys.
This is anime.
Who make this. We name it. We name the show. We name the genre.
We
We are
deem
the
it as,
deciders.
so it
Yeah.
is as.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up and enjoy.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
anyways, go ahead and pull up whatever your facts are.
All
Rob.
right, so
Oh geez.
November 7th,
Ooh,
8:38 a.m.
Rob
Could
looks
you scroll a little
smug.
bit before
He
that? Make
looks
sure,
so smug.
make sure that I didn't say my birthday is tomorrow or anything like that.
Looks so
No, because
smug.
there were no texts. The only text we had the day before that was Brennan saying that basically we have to be quick on one of our other recording sessions because we have somebody else coming in afterwards. And then the next day, first text of the day, I sent 2 cake emojis, happy birthday, to our fearless leader. Cameron followed that up with a happy birthday cat gif. And that's it, really. You thanked us, and then Brennan and I didn't say shit.
Hey, I got you a gift. I don't give a fuck. But
After I called you out,
but
I'm sure I must
no,
have said something
you
on
can't
some
say
other
shit.
platform.
You can't say shit right now, Keenan.
But here's the
Don't
thing.
ice this.
My thing about that is, how would they know? So that means I had to say something before.
I think you had told us, because wasn't the 7th, that might have been like one of the, I think that might have been one of the, like the bonfire nights or something like that. Because I remember it was like tied to an event, and I was like, okay, this is the day that we're doing something, and it's also Keenan's birthday or something
Right,
like
and
that.
then we wasn't getting on a podcast until like the day
Keenan.
or that
It
week
was
after.
something
or
like
something
Keenan,
like that.
man, this is the part where you just take your L and we move on.
I'm not taking an L from you or Ice at all.
Neither here
No,
nor
but
there,
the L is
honestly.
saying that you were
Neither one
saying
of y'all.
you were like, I'm the one who told y'all motherfuckers.
I did. I still told them.
Whatever. All right.
He-
so
he
what
just
we're
said-
here to
he
do
just said it.
today.
We're talking
He's
about
not wrong.
All
He's not wrong.
This episode, we're talking about we're reviewing Cowboy Bebop, which
Cowboy
is Rob's
Bebop.
pick.
Rob's pick.
Rob picked Cowboy Bebop for us, so we're gonna knock out that whole season.
I got this.
And we're gonna go through episodes 1 through 4. I mean, as we always do, we let Brennan knock out the first facts and stuff about how stuff was created. So go ahead, Brennan, knock us out, bro.
Hit us
Yo,
with the
yo.
facts.
So first of all, Cowboy Bebop is Kebop. Oh, wow, I can't
Woo!
say it. Well, I'm not gonna do good
Good
today,
start.
And Rob, go ahead, start.
All right, Rob, you got this. No, Cowboy Bebop is a classic. Nobody's gonna argue with that. It's been around since 1998. It actually first episode aired on April 3rd, 1998. Big deal. This is actually on. This is one of the first. Like a lot of people say, like Dragon Ball Z is the first anime they've ever seen, but there's a lot of other people who are like Cowboy Bebop might have been the first they saw as well, because they kind of started airing around the same time on Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a big deal. Like this is like a fundamental baseline to the point where this anime is actually, which I read about this this morning, and I was like, yo, this is real. This anime is considered one of the best gateway anime for somebody who's never seen anime before to say, hey, look, here's some anime that you should watch that's not too intrusive, that's fun, that's engaging, that's not like committal. You know what I'm saying? This anime doesn't have like the end of the episode isn't a big lead up where it's just like, oh, you gotta watch the next one.
Are y'all watching the uncut episodes?
I think so.
Whatever's on
Hulu.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm watching it on Funimation and
Wait, it's on
not- it's-
Funimation?
yeah, it's not just fun. It's I don't know if they're showing the killings on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
there's
so.
people dying and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
But It was made by Sunrise Studios, which was founded in 1972. Sunrise is also known for doing the Gundam Gintama, Gundam Seed, and then a bunch of American shows, actually.
Oh,
They have a bunch of other Japanese shows I hadn't heard of. I just picked the ones I've heard of.
Okay.
But Inspector Gadget.
Oh.
I was like, what?
Interesting.
The Batman
The classic
series.
Inspector
Well,
Gadget?
that goes back to what we were talking about with the American anime series.
Exactly.
A lot of the American shows in like the 90s actually animated in Japan and then came back over here.
Yep. So
I
that
mean-
includes the Batman series. You know, the most famous like iconic Batman series. Like it's like the Batman and Robin series. It's like, you know, the square faces that made like
Yeah,
how the
yeah,
Justice
yeah.
League. Yeah, that one.
Whoa,
the one.
wow.
And Street
Okay.
Fighter. So I'm just
Interesting.
like,
Alright.
The movies?
no, the TV show. I didn't know what the TV show was.
I didn't know
I
there
just
was a
saw
TV
the
show
name
either.
Street
I think the
Fighter and I
movies,
just was like,
yeah.
all right, cool. So first of all, I wish Ice was here for this moment. Like, so is this anime? It was made in Japan. You know what I'm saying?
because it doesn't have big eyes.
Yeah, it doesn't fit to my cultural stereotypes of what anime is, so I'm just gonna be an idiot and say that I'm digging this hole and I'm an idiot. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, it's not anime. I'm sorry, that was good. That was an Ice impression. Did I work?
That was
I
a
don't
pretty bad impression.
It wasn't-
His words, but that was a
Did
terrible.
not sound like him.
Nah, not
Okay,
at all.
cool.
He's gonna be offended by that.
That was, I believe that was the idea.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you. I hope you're offended, Ice. I'm looking in the camera right now at yo bitch ass.
Oh, we'll be hearing about it, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure. So the director, these names.
Good
is
luck.
Thanks, Rob. The director is Shinichiro Wanatabe. I think I got that.
Okay.
One down.
He also
Choose to
directed.
believe.
He also directed something else that we know quite well. I like to point out, this is another reason I wish Ice was here, because now he's gonna definitely hate this anime, no matter what we feel about it. But it was he's the same guy who directed Samurai Champloo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, he directed Samurai Champloo.
And I see it. I get it.
He also did the music for Lupin the Third. So
Okay.
he's a director who's known for the music scores of his shows, or like picking the music scores.
This motherfucker
and-
killed it in this.
Yes.
Goddamn.
And so the person who did the music on this, because obviously I don't normally do that, but like
Yeah.
when the music stands out, you got to talk about
Yeah.
it.
Sure.
Is a woman named Yoko Kano.
Shout out to Yoko, man.
Yo, she's the boss. And
This
she
is some of
did.
the
She
best
also
music I've
did.
heard.
She also did the music for Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
So like she has a long list of other things she's done. She's
Yeah.
worked with pop artists and all that kind of stuff. She's like, it seems like she's just a general music producer who just is absolute fire. And really, she seems to really appreciate like genre mashing, because like even in these episodes, like as you're listening to the music, it's like, yo, this is reggae. Wait a minute, this went to Western. Oh crap, is this pop? Like it's just like it goes all. The music is all over the place, but it feels authentic wherever it is.
Yeah, and even when they're like running in the chase scenes,
Yo,
were, like,
those chase scenes,
perfect
like chasing the dog and
music.
shit. The music chase scene, I was in there just like just
Bro.
dancing. Like, okay, I see you out here. And there also was a movie that came out in 2001. Perhaps we end this with watching a one-off with the movie at some point.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I've heard the animation on the movie is like
Is
if you think the
God level
animation on
tier.
the show is
Yeah.
good, apparently the movie just like cranks it up.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this show is set in the year 2071, which, knowing our lives living in 2020 now, bullshit.
We're not gonna make it.
Nah,
We're
we ain't
not
gonna
even
be,
a quarter
we're-
there.
We're not gonna make. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It draws heavily from science fiction, Western, noir films, and is the reoccurring themes of this are adult existential. I'm reading this from Wikipedia, by the way.
All
Adult existential ennui, which AKA means boredom, loneliness, and the difficulties of trying to escape one's past. Again, themes that we find in Samurai Champloo.
Yeah.
This director might be a lonely person, guys.
A lot of them seem to be. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. Even
Lot
the
of
guy
them
that
are-
did Evangelion was dealing with some
Clearly.
What do you
shit.
mean, even the guy? Are you kidding me? Whoever did Evangelion,
Yeah.
bruh,
Going through some stuff.
going
at the
through
time.
some real shit. Like
And
y'all coming with me.
That might be why anime fans are also attracted to a lot of this different stuff, is because of that type of, because the creator, it kind of oozes out of the creator into some of the people that are like that watching, and kind of like they feel like they're maybe introverts.
Yeah.
And they're like, they feel like people don't understand them at times and stuff like that.
Well, sure, and this goes back to another project we were working on at Transit. So we were doing an interview, and a guy who's a musician, he brought up the point that like people that have those skills, that like, you know, you're a good musician, you're a good writer, like you develop those skills in solitude. Like people that have those skills aren't necessarily
Those cases, yeah.
the people that are out there being like social. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you develop those skills by spending a lot of time locked in your room alone.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that are coming up like writing this stuff, drawing this stuff, like it's not a surprise. Loneliness is a big theme that they're dealing with.
A lot of times when you're honing your
a good point.
craft and finding your voice, especially not just honing your craft, but finding your voice in whatever you're doing, you have to have solitude.
Yeah.
I mean, it just to correlate it as a comedian, like I spend a lot of time speaking to myself, not
Sure.
like I'm crazy, but like just to
Right.
thinking about thinking about stories and like regurgitating that story the way how it happened, and then making it funny to it, talking to myself about it, and then even like going on stage, you're kind of like even though you might be in front of people, you're lonely up there. It's a very solo feeling. So yeah, I definitely feel that. I get that.
For sure. Yeah.
So that's all you got for us, Brendan?
No, I got some more.
Okay.
It actually won a bunch of awards. Too many for me to try to get through, but there's a couple that stood out for me. IGN Award Best Animation in 2009. They were like, what's the best? Pretty much best animation of the decade. And animation, not anime. Which
Wow.
in America we differentiate. Obviously in Japan they don't. But it got
Yeah.
14th place.
Wow.
Which was the second highest place out of any anime. And then New Type, which is a Japanese magazine but has a U.S. counterpart that only focuses on anime, ranked it second. I don't remember when the print of this was, but it was like during the time of when this came out, so it was like late 90s. But they ranked it second. But guess what they ranked it second to?
What?
Eva Evangelion.
Yes, I knew it.
Yeah, I did. That's why Rob picked this, because it's like, let me just get on this list. I'm gonna go through the tops from the late
Rob
90s.
is very strategic.
He didn't do this shit.
I didn't
know.
do that. I didn't know that. I just knew that I liked a lot. I like to watch the classics. That's why I picked the classics.
So,
Because we
did
like
you-
to
did
we
you
like to pick
enjoy-
a lot of the
Did you enjoy Evangelion?
Yes.
Okay.
Question mark?
Just putting that out. Just wondering.
It's
'cause-
like, listen, it was too long for sure, but there are a lot of themes and episodes that I did enjoy, and I think it's interesting to think about. And obviously, we talked about a lot of things. I think some of our conversations on the show, some of the best ones came out during that. And there's a lot of interesting ideas and philosophies in the last 2 episodes specifically.
Absolutely.
But, there's a big reason why I didn't. I know Ice went on and continued watching the movies and hate watched them. I didn't go on to watch them because I'm like, I think I get it. So I'm glad I watched it. I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
And you don't really recommend it to anybody for the most part.
I would like if you are into weird shows like Twin Peaks or something like that, check out Evangelion.
And I get it on the sense of like, because in our group we have to pick. If we keep
Righty.
only picking the new anime,
right.
I'm gonna pick new anime every goddamn time.
That's fine.
And that's why I stick to
And
the
I
classics.
already have a pick in my pocket. I talked to, I think it was OG Anime Head, because he posted something, and I was like, he posted I don't care to say it. He posted X-Men 2011, the
yeah, that
anime
looked
version.
dope.
And I was telling y'all, I was like, this shit is fire. I've been telling y'all for a minute. I was like, that's probably gonna be my next pick, just so
be
we can
super
watch
cool.
it.
I was mad at
And
OG
it's short.
Anime Head, because then he sent me like, yo man, here's a link to watch it, and I was like, thank you, and I clicked on it. It was like nothing but ads. I'm like, this dude.
I can give you another link that's not nothing but ads.
Thank
It's-
you.
Yeah, I'll give you one.
All right, so that's it. That's what I got. That was my wrap up, or that's what I pulled out from what Cowboy Bebop is. So I think Rob, you want to lead us into?
Yeah, go
episode
ahead,
one?
Rob. Knock us out 1 through 4.
Yeah, sure. So this one, episode 1 starts off kind of with a cold open, like a weird little montage of something either that's happened way before or something
Yeah.
to come, where the protagonist that I just recognized, you kind of see his silhouette.
Yeah.
Spike.
Spike. There's like a rose laying in a puddle, and then all of a sudden like a bunch of gunfire, and it looks like he's like crying or bleeding, but also smiling, and like some sort of strange, like sad but beautiful moment going on, and that's just what they hit you with right off the bat.
Yep.
And it's just very dark. You don't really know what's going on. So I don't know if this is something that he's coming from based on something that he says later on in the episode, or if this is something we're going towards. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I immediately got movie feels.
Yeah.
Like live movie feels from this. I don't know where they might have took this from, but I was just like, damn, this is good out the gate.
Yeah. Yeah, they really rope you in. And then right from there, you go into the opening, which is classic theme song. Like, even though I haven't seen the show before, I've heard this song a million times.
I
Great song.
loved it.
It's
To
a great
me-
song.
To me, I was like, finally, because I'm not a big fan of anime openings,
Same, actually.
and I watched this whole thing and was kind of like,
Yeah, I watched
I was like shimmy
every
and shoulder to
episode.
shoulder. Yeah,
Every
I was
episode I'm
enjoying this shit,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
So the episode, we start off in the main action. We're on the ship Bebop with Spike and his crew partner Jet. And Spike is training. You know, he's kind of got like, you know, he's got that skinny pack going on. He's like skinny ripped or something like that. You know,
Yeah, like Rob.
no.
Don't put me in that shit.
But thanks, I appreciate it.
Hey, you could have. Hey, bro, we're on radio right now.
I coulda-
You know what I'm saying? You could have just went with that.
We're on YouTube. The
We're on
secret's
YouTube
out.
also.
We
People
already
can
we
see all
talked
that
about
shit,
this
yeah.
earlier.
I'm saying they don't know what's under that shirt, bro.
All right, sure, appreciate it. So he's in
He
there.
didn't appreciate that.
He's in there training. He's practicing his kicks. And Jet comes in. He's just like, "Hey man, dinner's up. You know, we got beef and peppers cooking up in the next room." They go to sit down, and he's like, Spike's like, "There's no fucking beef in this. This is just peppers." He's like, "Listen, man, this is special beef.
Yeah.
All right, because we're out of money.
Yeah.
Because all that fucking like money you just cost us on that last job. Like,
Yeah.
they're a couple of bounty hunters. Their last job they cashed in, but most of that money went to fuel and fixing all the damage
That he
Spike
caused
did.
in the last
Yeah.
one.
So, you know, that classic kind of setup with bounty hunters, you know, their pockets are empty. They got to hustle to make their way through the, you know, the solar
Imagine the
system.
beef. Pause. Yeah.
Pause. So they do hear about another job, actually. Jet lets him know, like, hey, you know, I did hear about something, though, so you can kind of help make this money back so we can have beef this next time we're eating. There's this guy by the name of Asimov who was working with a gang, basically selling drugs, and he stole the drugs from the gang, shot them all up, and went on the run. So now the gang's looking for him, the law's looking for him. There's a bounty on him for like $2.5 million. So if we can get this guy first, like, hey, we'll be rolling it. We got money. So they decide to split up. Spike's gonna go down to the planet, start like, you know, kicking over rocks, start looking around, see
Let me
what
just
they
say
can
something.
do.
$2.5 million don't seem like shit to them.
It doesn't. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out exactly like what
Is worth money.
is
or-
worth money here.
Yeah.
Because like they start throwing around some numbers in later episodes. It's just like, fuck, like if you got that, you're set for life. Like in our world.
And apparently it seems like it's nothing.
Well, I mean, come on, guys. They're buying spaceships. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Inflation is crazy in
Yeah.
2070.
yeah, by 2070, like, well, I'm just saying, like, if you even look back to like, you know, 1990, what a dollar is worth versus 2020. So, you know, do the same thing. You moved up to 2071.
We'll be all on Bitcoin by
Yeah.
then.
And these are, I think the currency is called Wooloos. Is that what they were called? Something like that. Anyway, 2.5 million something
Units, whatever.
Yeah, units of money. So Spike heads down to the planet, and Jet, it turns out, I think they even mentioned
I
it
like Jet.
more. He says it more point blank later. He's an ex-cop. He's basically like, listen, I'm going to check some of my contacts, my cop contacts, see if anybody's heard anything about this guy.
I like Jet a lot too.
Yeah, me too. He's got like a robotic arm kind of thing
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on, something on his face. Dude looks like he's a little cybernetically enhanced.
And he's
Yeah.
been through. It looks like he's been through a lot, but he's like
Yeah.
super chill. Just like, yo, like, we gonna get through this.
He's the
Yeah.
muscle. Spike's the pretty boy. It seems
Yeah.
like
I
right
feel
now.
like
I would
better than-
disagree. I'd say he's a tech and Spike's the muscle because Spike's the one giving everybody hands.
He is actually.
Yeah.
You know
He
what I'm
is,
saying?
but like Jet's
Well,
a big
kinda.
dude.
No, I mean, I
Yeah.
get it, but normally when you refer to the muscle, it's not about physical size, it's about what you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my muscle is the person that shows up and enforces what I want. And Spike's the one that does that. They're like, okay, cool, you need to go down there and catch this dude. Who's going to go down there and give him the hands and catch him? It's going to be
True.
Spike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
So-
that's how I define muscle, at least.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. The
Muscle
dude's
is
got
what
a
it
big
does, not what it
robotic
looks like.
arm.
Yeah. Good point.
I think at some point he's gonna get some action and he's gonna be
I think so.
I would, if they fought, my money's on Spike.
I could see that. Dude seems quick.
All he does is train.
Yeah. So Spike heads down to the planet. Well, actually, not the planet. Because it seems like the episode starts. They're above Mars. This is in our solar system.
Yeah.
And they head out to one of these asteroid colonies. The episode's name is Asteroid Blues.
Yeah.
So they head out to
Great
these
name.
yeah, good one. So they head out to the asteroid belt and sit down on the city called Tijuana. Probably, named after.
It might actually be
Tijuana.
Tijuana.
I thought
it
it
looked
was.
like Tijuana.
It coulda, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like like it's a Western style show. It's got a
Yeah.
Western feel.
Yep.
And we very quickly find out, or before Spike gets down there, we see Asimov and his girl he's got with him, who looks pregnant, walking into a bar.
Yeah.
And they sit down, and there's a couple guys playing some poker over in the corner, and Asimov and his lady sit down at the bar, and they order themselves a drink and exchange some code words with the bartender, asking for a Bloody Mary, and he's like, "Well, I don't have any tomato
Tomato
juice."
juice.
Yeah.
Like, well, if you know what I'm saying, you might have some more in the back.
And he might have a can.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah.
Wink.
So Asimov and the bartender head to the back, and they've got this drug that Asimov stole called Bloody Eye,
Yeah.
and it seems like it's just like sends you into a roid rage, kind of like those mushrooms that what's his face was eating.
From Vinland Saga.
Yeah,
Are you guys
yeah.
watching the sub or dub?
I'm watching the sub.
So I understand. The thing is, on Cartoon Network, it was all the dub shows. So I remember the voices from it, and I thought they were good. So I watched the first 2 episodes and subbed, and I watched the 3rd episode and dubbed, and immediately went back to subbed on the 4th.
What are you watching?
I'm watching the dub, and
Watch one episode and sub. It's a whole different experience.
I will, but I mean, I love that. The voice acting on here is great too.
It's good voice acting. I would say that Spike's voice actor is really good. I'd say the other voice actors are not.
The one little bit of information I'm surprised you didn't bring up, the guy that does Spike's voice, I'm pretty sure is the guy that did the robot voice for Toonami.
Yep.
Same dude.
The same guy.
I can hear that.
Maybe why it's a familiar voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the voice for Spike, I think, is dope, but the rest of the voice actors are below par, in my opinion, on the dubbed. And the only reason I say that is because I'm watching this the subbed.
I'll watch the episode.
Switch over. You'll see what I'm talking about. The only voice you're gonna miss is Spike's.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So while they're in the back, his girlfriend's like leaning over, taking a sip of the beer, and that was our first clue that maybe things aren't quite what they seem.
Yeah, she ordered a drink, and I was just like,
Yeah.
she pregnant though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I was like, you dirty motherfucker.
The kid.
yeah, I know, right?
The bartender just gave her the drink too. Like, didn't even think about it.
I mean, shit. In Tijuana, no questions asked.
they don't
I guess.
care.
I guess so.
Not everything. Watching donkey shows.
So they're in the back, and the bartender's just like, "Oh, that's bloody eye. Like, prove it."
Yeah.
So Asimov doses himself right in the nick of time too, because as he's doing that, the syndicate dudes that are looking for him pull out in front of the bar and just start unloading.
Not
on
even
the place.
caring that there's a
Straight
pregnant
Trigun
chick in
style.
there.
Yeah.
Very much so Trigun style.
Yeah, I actually got Trigun feels from that. And not even caring that there's a pregnant woman in there. They just said, fuck it, and start unloading bullets everywhere. But then we get to see this roid rage in action.
Yeah, the bartender immediately catches one like right to the back of the head. That dude is done immediately.
I don't mean to laugh at that, but shit, yeah.
I mean, it was a quick appearance. It was a cameo for the bartender. But Asimov already, roided out on this stuff, just goes to town on
He's
these
over there
dudes.
dodging bullets and shit. Like,
And we get a first-person view for it. It's
From
all
the
like
red,
tinted red.
tinted red, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like bending, like people are pointing guns at him. He's like bending the gun back and blowing their brains out.
Yeah.
Like he's got his girl like hopping over the bar. She's firing shots too, taking fools out. Like
Yeah, she's
its
doing her
guns
thing.
are blazing and like dudes are dying.
the
Yeah.
point made, I believe, before this episode is that there was more gun violence and action in one episode of this than the entire season of Trigun.
Yeah, I would agree. with
Hey,
that.
man, y'all gonna hate me for this, the Trigun fans, but Trigun is AKA called Trash Gun to me. That shit is
Ooh.
just.
Ooh.
That might be a harsh opinion, and I understand loving Vash, but the show just wasn't overall good, man.
It took a long. Personally, Wolfwood. I like Wolfwood because he was always
Wolfwood was cool.
Yeah.
He was a
Wolfwood
good
cool.
dude about the business, troubled guy, interesting character.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, Trigun was a little meh.
It was
It's
a week.
subparish.
And
Yeah.
this right here out the gate, I was locked in. I wanted to watch more episodes immediately.
Yeah. So that all goes down. Asimov and his girl managed to get out of there. They survived. Old men too. So basically, those dudes roll up, kill a bartender, and just
Yeah.
get smoked.
Yeah,
That's what happens.
they got their ass whooped.
Spike, meanwhile, and Jet are hot on their trail. Spike goes to, I guess, go smoke some opium and sees a fortune teller
Yeah.
and see what's up with that. And he's got this dude like with a bunch of sand in his hand, just like letting it drift through and, kind of giving him his fortune. And he tells him like, there's going to be a coyote, a coyote on the north side of town
He's
Yeah.
like,
that's going to
okay,
be
cool,
meeting
out.
up with your target.
Right.
But also there's a woman in death in your future. And this is where Spike drops a line that I'm like, maybe what we're seeing in the beginning is actually his past. Because he's just like, I've
Yeah.
died before. A woman killed me before. So that's nothing new for me.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think about. Okay, Rob.
That's what Rob does, man.
Yeah, man. Rob be bringing shit back.
Yeah.
I'm trying, man.
Let me ask y'all this: have you ever had your palms read or your future, like
Yes.
something like that?
Yes, a couple
Multiple
times.
How do
Yeah.
you feel about it? Do you feel like it's a real thing, or do you
No. I think because I did palm reading, and I think that's absolutely there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
I've done tarot cards a couple times, and that's I think a little different. It's less about actually telling you your future and more just like, what do you take out of it? Like tarot cards are much more just like, here's a bunch of cards, here's what they symbolize. What do you think that means to you? And then
Yeah.
you kind of like suss it out for yourself, and
Yeah.
you kind of like the tarot card stuff that I've done before is more just like telling you about yourself rather than like,
Telling
oh,
you
this
to-
is what's going to happen to you
like-
specifically.
Oh, okay, and you just don't. How'd you feel?
I went and got a palm reading because I have a weird palm. No, I mean it is like you see this
Okay.
line. Right, you know what I'm saying? You see this line.
It's a
right-
hard line across, I guess.
Yeah, I have a hard line across
Yeah.
my entire palm, which
Yeah.
is something that's extremely rare.
Mm.
Most people don't have that, so I always wanted to know what it was. So when I first moved to LA, first year LA, I was living here, it was rough. I took
For
no,
most
I,
people, yeah.
I didn't really believe in any of that. But the lady, she pretty much, everything she told me, I didn't believe in the moment, but pretty much happened. Not even going front.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It was actually the lady on Venice Beach. There's like, if you're walking up and down the boardwalk of Venice Beach, there's like a little bungalow on the right. Like it looks like just a house. It's one of the houses that are just on there, and it just has like a palm reading side on it. And I went there, and it was a lady who didn't live there. She was like, "Oh, I'm just subbing in," kind of thing for the lady who's normally here.
You guys are substitute.
So it felt like an anime episode. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
that's hilarious.
you know, so substitute palm reader who happens to be the
That's
actual truth or
hilarious.
whatever. Because I remember she was like $5 whatever, and I gave her the money, and then she read my junk, and
Read my junk. That just
she read my hand, and she gave me the money back.
See, I'm just imagining like Brennan leaves the house and your friends are out there just like, oh, what'd she tell you?
That's
Just
exactly what
and like
happened.
you turn around and like the house isn't even there.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like nobody's lived here for
Like that-
20 years.
that Fresh Prince episode, and then just walk
Yeah.
out there like, I'm not so and so.
It kind of felt like that. I mean,
Yeah.
because I was with some friends, and like they were like, "What they say?" And I was like, "They said some bullshit," but I kept it in my mind. So that happened one time, and then another time, my friend Tim, his wife, is Nicole. She does this thing where she walks you through your forest. That for me was the most telling thing I've ever experienced. And what it is she puts you in a physical location. Like it's pretty much like she doesn't put you in a trance, but she like close your eyes, imagine the things I'm telling you. Okay, now what do you see?
Yeah.
And kind of thing, and then writes them all down, all the things that you see, and then at the end of it tells you what those things you saw symbolized for your life and your journey.
Ooh.
That's
and-
kind of like what the tarot card stuff
yeah,
is like.
and holy shit. Like for me, there's like one part of it that's like symbolizes like your partner, like how you view women and things like that. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, we know how you view women.
First of
Mr.
all,
Producer
I am
Base.
extremely respectful of women. I love women.
Always respectful.
Evangelion episode.
Oh my God, do we want to go like? The throat, man. Rob, keep the episode going.
Anyway,
man.
so he gets that information and Spike heads out. Meanwhile, Jet ends up at the bar that they were at and is just like, all right, well nobody's here. I'm gonna help myself to some of this bottle. Give
Spike is a
myself
boss for
drink.
Yeah.
But while he's helping himself to the bar, a couple of the other syndicate dudes that are on Asimov's trail show up and they're just like, all right, like what the fuck happened? And Jet hops over the bar, just like, tell me what you know, holding like a broken bottle to this dude's face. Like
Yeah, he
you're
was
gonna-
quick with it.
You're gonna give me all the information you got.
Yeah.
And we don't see what ends up happening to that unless it's in the uncut stuff. But you must have dispensed with them because we don't see those guys later.
Nope,
No.
they're gone, and Spike seems to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So or that was Jet.
That's
Jet.
Jet. That's what I mean. Jet Black.
So after going to see the fortune teller Spike, the other thing about Spike, he's got like a lot of main characters in anime, big appetite.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's a lot of what he's been complaining about. Didn't get the beef, so he ends up like in a bathroom because he's flying around getting to the north side of town and he sees his tank's empty and he says to his ship like, oh, you too, like, oh, you're hungry. So he lands to gas up while he's in the bathroom, happens to cross paths with Spike, who's like crashing off of his fucking high at this point.
No,
No,
not Spike.
that-
Spike
Or,
is
I'm
our
sorry. Spike runs into Asimov,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
crashing from his high, and he's just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, dude, like you better help yourself to some water or something like that." Like heads out and then runs into his girl, who's carrying all these groceries.
guy. Flirting hard. He steals some
Yeah.
of her food. Eats some of her food.
What's going on?
And they're starting to flirt and all that.
Yeah.
And
He's
then
he's a classic pickpocketer.
He steals a sandwich, but repays her
She's
in
cool with it.
cigarettes,
No,
like
he-
some
he-
sort of prison.
It was a hot dog.
transaction.
He put a whole hot dog in his mouth.
Pause.
Pause.
I paused it. We're
Pulled
good.
pulled it out
He's really
of his
good at.
mouth.
Okay, so this is gonna sound weird, but Spike happens to have a talent for being able to put things in his mouth, and then they
Cough
and
him
then-
up whole.
and they come up whole later. That's the talent he has.
It's a wild boy right there.
It proves useful later.
It does.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess so.
So she's just
Anyway.
like, keep the hot dog.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's yours.
yeah.
But he tells her at that point, like, oh, I'm just like a traveling entertainer. He's gassing up his ship. She's gassing up hers. And at first he tells her, oh, yeah, I'm an entertainer. Like, kind of get some information out of her. Like, where are you headed? She's like, oh, I'm going to Mars. Like, I hear that's where all the rich people live. He's like, oh, I was born on Mars, but I'm not one of those rich folks. I couldn't afford to stay there.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, but, I'm about to make a deal that I think would, give us the money that I'd need to, my boyfriend, we're going to, make a deal that'll get us the money to stay on Mars. It's like, oh, that's interesting. So why don't you and your boyfriend, come with me, basically? He reveals that he's a bounty hunter, that he's chasing them down.
All right.
This is what's really going on.
He immediately gets attacked by the boyfriend.
He comes up behind her, or he comes up behind Spike and is grabbing him by the neck. He's about to choke him out.
So I don't know what the dialogue is in the sub, but in the dub, it's kind of like, pretty much, your boyfriend, y'all gotta get this work. Come on now.
Yeah.
All right then. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And it's a wrap for him at that point.
Yo, let me tell you something. That's the classic, talking shit. Where your boyfriend at? I'll whoop your boyfriend. Oh, okay. That's what we doing now. Oh, cool.
I actually thought that Spike let that happen because, Spike's the truth, man. When it comes to giving the hands and all that, even caught off guard. What I'm saying, because the thing is, I
don't know, man.
Spike didn't do any form of fighting with this guy.
When you getting choked out like that, you don't have your life is on the line. You're not trying to fight. You're just trying to survive.
I get that, but for me, it's you do something to get your air path cleared, which might be hitting somebody in the face. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is you think's gonna have them release, especially if you're a fighter. Spike didn't do that because he was doing other things. Is my point.
And he already got his fortune ready. He knows this isn't where he's gonna die. Yeah. He's got to get to the north side of town.
Fucking Rob.
He's got to get there. So anyway, he gets while he's getting choked out. Asimov's girlfriend. I'm gonna look up her name. I feel bad just referring to her. Katarina.
That's all she
Getting
is.
choked out is one of the funniest things ever in a fight. Beat my ass. Knock me out. Don't choke me.
Katarina, his girlfriend, is just like, yo, let him go. He's a good dude. Just let him go. So he does. They get in their ship and they take off and are just like, fucking stop following us. We're out of here. And they take off.
Yeah, he says in there I could have killed him, got him out the way. And she's just like, you got to chill on this shit. This shit is getting out of control with your roid rage. Your eyes are still jacked up. I was afraid he's gonna hit her.
The guy is clearly getting hooked on his own supply at this point.
Yeah.
He's riding high off the highs. And Spike, meanwhile, is just like, well, I guess this is a good time for a nap. And just lays where he is.
Sounds like he had his ass whooped, bro. It doesn't sound like he let it happen.
Whatever.
Jet manages to catch up with him. Is just like, dude, what are you doing? And he's just like, we got to get on these guys. He's like, oh, I know where they're going. They're going to be on the north side of town. Let's get in the ship. Let's go. Somehow they managed to not only get there at the same time, they beat Asimov and Katarina there and set up as the buyers that they think they're meeting up with. So Asimov and Katarina are walking up to the bar to, they think, meet with the buyer. There's a dude in a poncho and a sombrero, and as Asimov's walking up to him, giving him the code word, Spike whips the hat off and he's just like, hey, small town after all.
I like that outfit you got on. When he say something on the English version, he says something like, that's a stupid outfit. You look dumb in that outfit. It's like,
well, it's time to scrap. You want to give yourselves up, or
he's like, oh nah, but I got this stuff. It's like, oh, do you?
Yo.
Spike stole it off of him.
And then Spike, this is where you see them hands.
Yeah. So they go in, and this guy, before he gets the red eye in there, he can't hang. Spike is giving this guy the business, just kicking over tables, socking him in the face.
Spike doesn't really take L's, man.
Are you taking the red eye if you know you had to fight a big, Brennan? We're not the biggest guys out here. If you got to fight somebody 6'8", 290, are you like, fuck it?
You say you have to fight, or
you have to. There's no getting out of this.
I'm gonna take whatever I have to. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I'd rather take that red eye than take an ass whooping.
I want to live.
I'm a man with a lot of pride at some points, but I might have to take that red eye too and be like, well, fuck
290?
Yeah.
You understand how big of a human being that is? I don't even think the red eye will help us. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it real,
might not.
6'8", 290?
Ugh.
Yeah.
So Spike is just kind of hits him with the it is.
You're right.
Spike hits him with the, give up, you're beaten at this point, and Asimov's not hearing that, but and he gets bailed out at the last second when the syndicate pulls up on him and is just, they again start blasting on this bar full of people because they don't give a fuck. And it even hits Katarina right in the stomach, and we find out that her pregnant belly is not with the kid. She's full of the rest of the fucking drugs. Yeah. That's where they've been hiding their supply this whole time.
I was like, I had my hand over my mouth like, no! Oh, you motherfucker.
It's just preying on people's sympathy.
I suspected it was something like that.
Right. Time. So Asimov and Katarina hop in their ship and they take off. Spike, meanwhile, is kicking some of these syndicate dudes in the face, trying to stay hot on their trail, manages to get into his ship and give chase. And as they're, pulling off into space, and Asimov hits himself with another dose of the red eye, like, oh, we're gonna go through this, and Ganarini's just like, what have we become? You know, this is.
She figured it out. She's like, this isn't. There's no good ending to this.
Yeah.
There's just no way this works out.
What did she say? Like, she said something like, "I'll never." At least in the one that I'm watching, she goes, "I'll never get to Mars" or something like that.
Yeah.
She said the same thing.
She said, "I'll never get to Mars." And then I didn't know. I wasn't necessarily expecting this. I was expecting actually him to do something to her. And then
we hear the gunshot, and Spike pulls up next to him as the ship's slowing down, and he sees that Katarina's holding Asimov. He's been shot through the head.
Yeah.
And she's kind of looks at him. The police are up above, like waiting for them to basically, stop, like, do something. But she kind of goes suicide by police and just rides into their barricade, and they just shoot him up
and unload on her ass,
disintegrate them.
Classic cop shit too.
And that's
even in space, y'all doing the same shit, man. Just fuck it.
Unloaded on him.
Yeah, come on, man.
I love that the first episode didn't even try to like explain who these people like Spike and I'm just saying that I think that is great. Like, I love this show, and the reason I think that Toonami picked up on it was because you could watch any one episode of this and just like sit down and watch it, and it'll make sense to you of what's going on, and it's a standalone. You know what I'm saying?
You do know who he is. Like, you have enough to know what he is.
But they do it every episode, though, is what I'm saying. So, like, let's go to the second episode, and like we're gonna describe it, and it's like each episode is a standalone, but also like kind of like adds a little bit to the story.
True.
Yeah.
But the story isn't first and foremost of the overarching theme, is what it feels like to me, at least.
Yeah, we're actually mad behind.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Speed it up, Rob.
We'll try. We're like, we're 40,
lot to cover.
We're 45 minutes in on the first episode.
Yeah, damn. So anyway, they finish up that episode. They don't get paid out because we find out later they got to turn their people in alive.
Yep.
Obviously, that didn't happen. They didn't get paid out. They're still not eating beef in their special beef stew or whatever.
Eating it again.
So the next episode picks up. We are in another bathroom. This dude taking bandages off his face. Recovering from a plastic surgery. Got a bunch of other dudes. He's got a big metal attache case next to the toilet with him. We don't know what's in there at that point.
This episode.
And waiting for him outside are 3 dudes with guns, and this dude kicks the door open
down.
and they're just like, oh, you want to fight? You want to fight, guy?
Give him the hand.
Combo hits them all up. They're down, and he picks up his attaché and gets the fuck out of there.
Yep.
Back on our ship.
He's a black dude. I gotta say that.
Yeah, he got the afro.
I mean,
it was weird. I mean, the dude was kind of Middle Eastern, but then like the picture of him looked like a white dude when they were looking at the bounty stuff.
I mean, the dude's name is Abdul Hakim. I mean,
I got it from Kareem Abdul.
Yeah, he could.
Well, for me, the only black person I was like, this is a definite black person is like in this episode, like they figure out his name and they see the picture of him because of that cowboy, the bounty hunter TV show.
Yeah,
and there's like a white chick and then a black dude that are describing.
But in the English version, they have him with a like a Mexican voice, which is
really?
Yeah.
Well, he
Black
says amigos, right?
He does say
That's interesting.
What?
Interesting choice.
Very interesting choice.
That is interesting.
So Spike and Jet are watching that TV show. It's for all the bounty hunters, and it tells them, here's who the latest bounties are, here's what they're worth. Go on out there, hunters, go and find them. But the caveat is you got to bring them in alive. Yeah. So the show is doing a breakdown on Abdul Hakim, and they show his picture, and he looks kind of like a white dude.
Yeah.
Got like blonde hair, maybe a little bit darker skin, olive tone or something like that.
No damn Abdul.
But he didn't look like an Abdul. But he's got a pretty hefty bounty on his head.
Yeah,
so
like $8 million or something like that.
Yeah. So they decide to get into that and see what's up. And they get hit up by another contact of Jet's, who's a plastic surgeon, and he's just like, I can tell you what Abdul looks like because I'm the one that did the operation on him, and then he beat the shit out of me and left without paying. Yeah. So what the fuck? Meanwhile, and that's he did the whole like plastic surgery thing, so people wouldn't be able to find him.
Cage.
Exactly. So they know that he's traveling around with some sort of high value animal thing, but they don't really know what it is. So they back down on the planet. Hakim is going into a bar trying to get a drink and ends up finding some trouble at a bar. Dude bumps into him and he feeds this dude a cockroach.
Bro, I'm not drinking a cockroach.
In that moment, I would have
the shit out of me.
In that moment, I would have drank the cockroach.
I mean,
you see what he did there?
I would throw up just like that other dude did.
Yeah, because he drank it.
Ugh.
I'm taking the ass whooping.
But while he's distracted on that, some other dude steals his suitcase and books it, and Hakeem gives chase but loses him in the traffic. He's just like, fuck.
Dude gets in the trash. Then he's in the trash the trash truck, and then he opens up the suitcase. Oh, there's a dog attacking me.
Yeah, there's like something growling in there.
Yeah.
So Spike, he's checking out his contacts, finds out where there's, a rare animal like pet shop, and goes to meet up with, see if there's any sort of leads there. Meanwhile, at the same time Spike shows up, the guy that stole the case from Abdul is there as well, trying to pawn off this dog to see what it's worth. And the lady's just there like, I don't know, worth like 200, 300.
It's a regular dog.
It's just a regular corgi.
Yeah.
And Spike mistakes this guy selling it as Abdul, puts a gun to his head.
Even though he's seen a picture of what Abdul looks like.
The whole time he's mentioning, he's like, "Oh man, you really been doing this plastic surgery."
He does
bro.
say, you're switching your face up a lot.
Yeah.
But then when he finds out that, oh, this is just some corgi, this can't be the right guy, like, all right, I guess I better keep looking. And he heads out. But just as he heads out, the real Abdul shows up and starts like throwing hands and trying to get this dog back. But the dog like does not like him.
Nope.
Jumps out, attacks him, and books it.
Gunshot.
And Spike, meanwhile, sees this is going on, starts to chase after him, and there's this whole like Abdul's chasing the dog. Spike is chasing Abdul.
Chase music thing happened. Yeah.
We got chase music going. They're running through the city.
Music.
It was dope. I like this scene.
They face off on the bridge, and they're having a fight scene. And
it was very
dog
Asian. It
just
was like it reminded me like something that would happen in Rush Hour.
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah. And Dog, meanwhile, sees a boat going underneath the bridge and sees a chance to make a break for it, jumps off the bridge onto the boat. Abdul goes after him, and then Spike goes after Abdul. The dog jumps off
back
onto Spike.
Yeah. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
The two of them go underwater. Meanwhile, Abdul's stuck on the ship and loses him. So Spike takes the dog back to the ship, and they're just like, what the fuck are we going to do with this thing?
Yeah.
They don't know exactly what it is at this point. They're just like, all right, well, we know he wants it. Let's, I guess, put a tracker on his collar. And Spike, the plan is you just go out there, start walking him around, and wait for this dude to show up and take his shit back.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can, track him down, because this is just a corgi.
Yep.
So that's exactly what they do. Meanwhile, Abdul goes to see he goes to see a fortune teller himself. This dude with his little bird thing. A lot of fortune tellers so far. And this dude also spot on, telling him exactly what's going on. Just like, oh, the thing you're looking for is
heading towards you,
right in front of you, because the people that Abdul stole this dog from are around looking for the dog too, and they throw on this dog whistle because they're just like, oh, this will bring the data dog back to us. That's whatever this dog is. He's a data dog, whatever that means. And so the dog whistle goes up. People can't hear it, but all the dogs in the colony go nuts and start running towards the truck, including the corgi. Yep. So they all start running. Spike loses the dog. He's chasing after him, and then that's when the fortune teller's just like, oh, he's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Turns around, there he goes. And again, we've got another chase going on. Abdul steals a car from a married couple, like just married.
My wedding day.
Tied to the bumper.
Punches the groom in the face and pulls off.
He's like, I'm out. Spike hops in his ship and is chasing after.
Crushes him.
And he actually, Abdul manages to get the dog and break away, and everybody's chasing after him. But the dog, we find out, is hyper intelligent and is able to figure out, like, oh, I can just like hit this button here. It'll open up the door, and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Jumps out of the car, and Spike hits the brakes on his jet, manages to catch the dog. Yeah. And meanwhile, I
hate dogs.
And the scientists managed to hook on to Abdul's truck, but it goes crazy. The two of them careen off the highway right into police custody. So that's not a bounty for Spike and Jet.
Again.
The police are like, I don't know, technically, I guess we got these guys.
Yeah.
Landed right in our lap. You didn't really help us all that much, so you get nothing. And all they have to show at the end of this is this data dog, which Spike
ain't feeling like that.
He's like, I don't like kids. I don't like animals.
And now they got an animal.
Nah, I'm good on this.
Yeah.
So they're stuck with this super smart dog on board their ship, and Jet seems to be fine with it. But
I'm cool with it. Yeah. I like the dog being a part of the show now.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm cool with it too.
And as far as if Jet is concerned, they know this is a data dog. It's priceless, really. Yeah. So if they find some buyer at some point, offload the dog. You got money.
Yeah, but you know how that goes.
That's-
Like
they're gonna
now
get
that we've been living with
attached.
his dog for a while, it's
Yeah.
like we're attached.
Yeah, that
family
is how
now.
it goes.
It's family.
Episode 3. This is when I was like, because I was waiting. I was like, there's another character that I'm. Actually, for me, when I was watching the show, there was another 2 characters.
Mhm.
But I actually remember the origin episode for the 4th character. So this
Gotcha.
is the origin episode for the 3rd character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
this honestly, this episode's a little slow to me.
it was a little bit.
But I'll
It
hang
was
there.
necessary.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
So this episode starts off with this girl in who yes, you see on the cover, the posters,
Yeah,
all
the
that
girl
shit.
in yellow.
Purple hair, got yellow jumpsuit like April
Her
O'Neil or
intro
something
is-
like that.
Her name's Faye Valentine.
Faye Valentine.
And she got sexed up in her very first shots of her, are just like all sex shots.
And
kinda
that's
thing.
definitely the role she plays on the show. She's definitely very capable, but she's also very clearly the sex symbol of this show. And
Without question.
gets brought up a lot.
Yep.
So she's there trying to, make a deal on her own. She's a hustler, she's out there making money for herself. Reminds me a lot so far, those people that have read One Piece, reminds me a lot of Nami so far, a character without many allegiances, loyal only to money, at least at first. And so she's out there trying to make her deal when somebody that's looking for her pulls up and there's a gunfight ensues, but
She loses.
she loses. At first, she strikes first. Like,
Oh
at
yeah, she's lighting some hoes up, but
Yeah.
then, but it's just like it ends with her.
they pull up with a minigun and it's like,
too
all right,
much.
I'm overpowered, so
Yeah.
I give up. So she gets roped into this plot with some casino owner, like some casino magnate, black market criminal dude from Vegas. Remind me a lot of like the movie Casino or something like
Yeah.
that. You got these mobsters running these casinos out here, something like that.
It's going.
And they're just like, all right, you're going to help us out. Like, you're a legendary gambler, somebody that can play card tricks, stuff like that. We're going to set you up as a dealer at one of our casinos.
She was Bernie Mac in Ocean's 11.
Exactly. There you go. Good callback. So she's going to be set up as the dealer. A contact coming in with a very special chip is going to come in, lose all his money, but the last bet he's going to put down is going to be this dealer's chip, and that's the thing that she needs to be taking back to her contacts, the gangsters.
You
and
got
the
that
owners.
close. You're close, but no cigar.
What's that?
Because he loses all his money and then he just gives his last to the dealer as a tip.
It's like a tip.
Yep.
So something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's how she's set up, and she gets set up as a dealer. Meanwhile, Spike and Jet show up at the same casino because Jet had some prophetic dream, he thinks, of just like, I'm about to win a whole bunch of money today. Let's go play the slots.
But his dream ended bad, but he's like, whatever.
I get the money, and just when I got the money, I know it's time to leave. Time to get out. Spike, meanwhile, is just like kind of like, all right, whatever. I'll find a way to entertain myself. He's smoking there, and we see what you called out earlier, his prodigious talent to
Yeah, they're
swallow
under-
things and cough it back up later.
Yeah.
Because Jet tells him like, yo, dude, this is a non-smoking area, and Spike just swallows the cigarette he's smoking at that point, which I'm just like, that's
Ugh.
gross as fuck.
Yeah,
Super
come
gross.
on, bro.
But
But-
then later in the episode, like they get out of the elevator and there's like a little trash can and he just spits out the thing into the trash can.
Totally
What
whole.
was the point of it?
Yeah, I don't know.
To show us.
Just to show
he
that
can
he
do
can do that. I guess.
I guess it's going to be
'Cause it comes up
significant at
later
some
in the
point. Yeah,
episode.
It does. So meanwhile, Jet goes off to play his slots and let his dreams come true. Spike is kind of running around trying to have a good time. He sits down at a blackjack table where Faye Valentine is the dealer, and she mistakes Spike for the contact she's working for. So she fixes the deck, ends up taking all his money, and he's just like, all right, well, I only got this one chip left, and she thinks it's the one that she's supposed to be getting handed over to her. He's like, well, I guess this is it. Thanks. And just takes off with the chip in hand. She leaves her table and is just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you're supposed to be giving me this chip. Or actually, before she runs into him, Spike bumps into the actual contact.
And they switch
Yeah.
chips on
and they
accident.
switch chips accidentally.
Yeah.
And that guy very nervously, he's got no chill, just like skitters off.
Yeah.
Faye then catches up to Spike and is just like, yo, what the fuck? You're supposed to be giving me the chip. He's like, I don't know who you are or what you're talking about.
But you cheated the whole goddamn time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if this is the chip you're looking for, and he throws that down his mouth, swallows it whole. And she, at that point, security starts showing up because they're just like, all right, something's going on. The boss is pissed. What the fuck is happening? So get this guy. Everybody's hitting the panic button at this point. Faye ends up calling in her ship because shit is going pear-shaped, and she's just ready to get the fuck out of there. Spike starts running from these dudes, runs into Jet, who's like, yo, I got all these chips. Like, I haven't even cashed in yet, dude. What the fuck? Like, I got to get my money. This is my dream.
Right.
He's like, nah, dude, we got to get out of here. So they spot Faye's ship getting out of there and jump on top of it and manage to, like, capture her. I don't know how they go from being outside the ship to getting her in cuffs on their ship, but somehow they do it.
It got done.
It got done. They got her back on the ship. They see her actually on the bounty hunter show, and she's got a bounty of $6 million on her head, which she finds insulting. Yeah. She's just like, I'm worth way more than that.
Yeah.
I got debts to pay off. We find out she's got a huge debt. She's like worth 30 million wooloos or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. Like, where if you're
throwing around so much money,
what does that even mean at this point?
Yeah.
It's just numbers.
So Spike and Jet are just like, all right, cool. We're going to turn her in. They're just like, oh, we treated you badly. Like, we shouldn't have been leaving you in a place like this. We got a better place for you, a police station.
Yep.
And she's like, what the fuck? Like, they're about to take me in. So she's got some gadgets of her own. She's got like
she has some dope gadgets.
She's got like a little lipstick cam. She makes contact with her boss. Is just like, listen, I wasn't running. I'm trying to help you out. Like, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
This is where they are. This is who has it. This is where I am.
I will tell you everything.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Spike coughs the chip back up and gives it to Jet, and they're analyzing it because now they know it's worth something. And this is where Jet's former police knowledge comes into play. And he's just like, I know exactly what this chip is and why the people want it.
Yep.
So they get contacted by the casino boss, and they're just like, you got something we want. And Jet's just like, and I know exactly what it is. This is a key that will basically unlock a program that will allow you to
Unlock anything.
Yeah.
This is the master skeleton key
For
master
artificial
hacker.
intelligence master hack key thing that's probably could take over the world with if you want
Yeah,
to. Sounds
anything you want access to, you can get it with this chip.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want, you're gonna pay us out $30 million. That's what's gonna happen.
Just 30 mil or something. That's crazy.
Right.
Well, for them, it's just a little poker chip. They can't do shit with it. So 30 mil seems reasonable to me.
Yeah. I mean, get them some beef for that special beef stew or whatever they're eating.
I guess.
So they make an appointment for an exchange. Meanwhile, Faye is busting out of her cuffs in the bathroom. Spike goes up to the ship. They're doing a handoff out in space, which was kind of a cool scene.
It was kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, they've got like the 30 mil in like a mag locked fucking case that they put down on the ship, and they're just like, all right, you give us the chip, we'll release the magnets on it, you can walk away with the money.
That shit freaked me out the whole time. I couldn't imagine if that's how our life was. We're in space because once you just it's over.
Horrifying.
Yeah, you're lifting off
they
in
had
space.
they had
It's
little
over.
jet boosters on their
Yeah, I
on
mean
their
they do.
spacesuits,
And there's like
too.
another anime that was I think a Netflix original, their first anime that they ever did, and somebody gets kind of like lifted off their thing and they had this float in the space, and I was just like, that shit would freak me. It's over.
That's why I would never go into space. That's like my worst nightmare. What do you fucking do at that point? Just take your helmet off and fucking die. Like, that's it. So they have the handoff orchestrated, and Spike is about to hand it off, and meanwhile the boss is just like, yo, when they give the chip over, just blast their ship into oblivion, and we'll get our shit, and and the guy even making the handoff, like, they got the front of that thing stacked up with money, but right behind that front stack is just a loaded pistol.
Of course.
And so as Spike's making his way across, the dude just grabs it, but Spike waits. I mean, the dude picked a bad time to shoot. A real bad time to shoot. Terrible mini golfer with the windmill going by.
Terrible mini golfer.
Spike hides behind that shit. He fires off a couple shots, hits the fucking windmill, and as it comes around, Spike's gone.
Yeah.
The guy's like, what the fuck? Where is he? It looks above him. Spike jumps down on top of him, hits like his mag lift shit, throws that dude off into space, and he tumbles off into oblivion.
Yeah, that was Keenan's worst nightmare right there.
I was like, I'm sorry. Help!
Yeah, that was pretty. I remember thinking too. As soon as he like got hit off into space, I'm like, he's dead as fuck.
He's gone.
He's toast. He's toast.
Man.
Faye, meanwhile, pulls up in her ship, and everybody's just like, how the fuck did she get out of her cuffs? Like, what the fuck? And she grabs the case of 30 mil, which if they're going to shoot at him, why are they actually putting 30 mil into the case?
Yeah.
Anyway, so she grabs that, takes off, is just like, see you later, fly boys, and takes off on her ship. The casino boss is just like, yo, get that money back, fire the missiles. She jettisons a bunch of trash out of the back of her ship, and that like scrambles all the missiles. They end up heading back to the ship. Spike jumps off in the nick of time, and that ship gets fucking exploded.
Dog.
Yeah,
the
she
fact that-
reversed. I think she. It wasn't trash. She exploded. She pushed in on a lot of chaff. That's just like dogfight warfare. It's like if you're in any kind of dogfight, the way that you avoid being hit by a heat-seeking missile is that you set off chaff. And what chaff does is it's like superheated material that just throws all kind of heat signatures everywhere behind you, so that it doesn't get on your engine.
Throw off heat-seeking
So normally
missiles.
what you do is you normally you turn really hard in one way, you hit the chaff in one direction, and you kill your engine. So it's like you kill your heat source and put a bunch of other heat sources in a different direction, and all the missiles go that way. But apparently, one of the things she sent out was a different kind of chaff that also does reversing polarity on the missile. So it turned one of them back and then went right into the casino boss dude and killed him.
Yeah.
I mean, if any time we're going to call you a nerd, that was it right there.
I mean,
That was deep as
it was
fuck.
I mean,
good,
shit,
though.
that's a good information.
It was
download.
good. 'Cause
I
was
learned
like,
something
what the
today.
fuck are you
So
talking
one of
about
my
right now?
so
But that's good.
before I wanted to be a marine biologist, I wanted to be a jet pilot,
Interesting.
and I played a lot of jet video games.
And then
as
the
a kid.
vision killed that.
No, it wasn't the vision that killed that. It was fear of heights.
That'll do it too.
Okay.
Yep.
Can't be a jet pilot.
And like not liking roller coasters, the feeling in my stomach kind of thing.
That'll
So
also
I
do
was
it.
just- Yep. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Not gonna do it. I'm good.
Never mind.
Yep.
So the guys get back to their ship and they're just like, all right, well, we lost the bounty, we lost the money. I guess let's head back to the casino. And that's where they end. That's where that episode ends up with
Yeah.
them losing their money, just like he saw in his dream.
They
You got to know when to
can't
get
keep-
out.
They
They
stay
can't
broke.
keep it. Yeah.
They stay broke in these streets.
They do.
Which I kind of like though.
Yeah.
I don't.
So episode 4, the last one that we're covering for this stretch of episodes, starts off, with
Side
Faye.
note, I like to point out that the director of Samurai Champloo pretty much created the same 3 characters in both shows.
Yeah,
If you really think about it.
similar.
Spike is Mugen. Jet is Jean. I'm just saying, if you think about the similarities, like Spike's all over the place, destroys a bunch of shit all the time, does whatever he wants.
Mugen was a lot more careless and reckless.
I get it, but
and-
Spike is the most careless and reckless on the show. Jet is a guy.
Different personalities,
different
but
personalities,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
similar. Like,
Similar
it's not
role.
the same, but similar role. But like, for example,
Spike and Mugen even kind of look alike.
they do.
I give you.
And
that-
then Jet
character design was
and
definitely
Jean, the
there.
difference is that Jean was like a traditional samurai
Yeah.
who, went up through the right ranks and did the right thing and then went rogue, just like Spike is a police officer. I mean, not
And
Spike,
Fu
just like
doesn't
Jet
have
is a
the
police
skills
officer.
that. What's her name again in this?
No, Fu
Faye.
doesn't have those skills, but Fu also did some of this. All I'm saying is then there's a random pretty woman in the middle. Like I think that she's way more capable than
Yeah,
Fu,
she's not
without
just a random
question.
pretty
They even
woman,
have
yeah.
the little animal because like they got the corgi
You got
and
the
then like the
corgi.
little squirrel.
All I'm
that
saying is
hides
like
in
they just
poos.
they're like, here's my
or whatever.
archetype. This is what it's gonna be, and that's it.
Okay, I get that.
I can definitely see similarities.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of forced it, but all right.
So this episode opens up with Faye over like Jupiter, totally out of gas,
Yeah.
eating her reserve food, money fucking spent.
Yeah.
Like she's dead in the water, just like putting up
Whoa,
SOSs
whoa, whoa.
in flares.
She spent 30 mil.
That's what they say when they find like what happened to the money. I mean, I'm looking at a synopsis here. It says
Yeah, that's
she
right, that's
gambled
right.
it away.
That's right.
So she's out of money, out of gas, out of food, dead in the water, like trying to get people to stop and pick her up, and it's no good. She ends up finding another ship that's been blown to hell, and she's just like, all right, let me look into this.
Yeah.
And while she goes to look into that, we catch up with Spike and Jet, who are in this colony called Ganymede, in a restaurant, chasing down one of their bounties. Another dude that's had some very highly advanced plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Another dude that seemed to go from dark skin to white skin.
Yeah.
And he's got his arms around all these girls. He's ordering up food. He's trying to live like a king.
Having a good time.
Having a good time. And Spike and Jet are just like, that's the dude. Let's go lock him up.
Yeah, it's a black dude to a white dude. He wanted the white privilege, and I don't know if he gets it in this.
No, because he's just like, yo, give me some of this sea rat. And what he doesn't know is sitting a couple tables over is a group of eco-terrorists led by this woman named Twinkle Murdoch that leads this group of the eco-terrorists called the Space Warriors. And they have a particular soft spot for these sea rats of Ganymede, and they want to protect them. And once they hear him, like,
Ordering
talking
some.
shit,
Yeah.
like they're just immediately like, oh, it's about to go down.
Yeah.
But before that, just to give them a little bit of exposition, they recently found out they had a spy in their midst and blew up his ship. Hint, hint, the one that fucking Faye just found blown up over fucking Jupiter.
Yeah.
And this was a spy that was working for the police that was about to blow up their whole plan, which we're going to find out in a little bit what that was. And she promises punishment to one of her kids.
Yeah.
They all refer to her as mom, which is
yeah. It
weird.
was the weird.
Oh, this is always so creepy.
It was
Weird.
just the weirdest shit.
Grown men.
But she promises punishment to the one dude who was responsible for watching over security, and he seems fucking worried.
Yeah.
But then they overhear the dude asking for a sea rat, and they're like, all right, pop on the mask. We're about to fucking unload on this whole restaurant. And they walk over to that dude, and I mean, every last bullet in the clip goes into this dude and the women.
And the
everybody at
women.
the table.
You just see everybody just getting lit the fuck up with no cares. I was like, damn, they're reckless, and they are a terrorist group. They're the terrorist PETA.
Yes.
Yeah. If PETA
with guns.
Yeah, exactly. PETA with guns. I can see PETA people doing this too. This is just getting out of control. You hate animals, so we're gonna kill you too. We're gonna skin your body. I can see that shit happening.
Oh, yeah. So they light up not only that guy and his women and the rest of the restaurant. Spike and Jet just managed to, hide behind a table, but as they're on their way out, Spike gets a gun on Twinkle and is just like, oh, you're not going anywhere because you just fucking took our bounty away from us, but we know you're worth a lot more. So say goodbye to your kids. You're coming with us, and we're going to fucking sort this out.
And she was just like, hey, babies, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll go with them. I'll be back soon.
Mommy
gonna
will
be
be back
fine.
soon. This is a small little tidbit about Spike. This is what I love about him. As the whole restaurant's getting shut up, he's just like, water. And he goes and tries to grab the water when he gets shot. He's like, fuck.
Yeah.
He
got blown up.
He
Yeah.
doesn't even care. He's that careless. He's just like, he doesn't even fear these bullets coming
That's
through
so
at
crazy. That
all.
reminds
Cool
you of
under
somebody,
pressure. Who's that?
Mugen.
I
Mugen don't give a shit.
Anyway.
Anyways, go on, Rob. You try it again.
So we go back to Faye. She's investigating the ship, and she runs into the dude who was the police officer that had been embedded with Twinkle and her crew, and he's just like, you got to take this vial back to the police headquarters. Don't open it.
Yeah.
Just dies. So she takes her stuff back to her ship, and she's like, well, I'm not supposed to open this. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Finds this like vial that she doesn't really even know what it is, but sees another ship on the horizon. She's like, oh shit, like help me out. But it's Spike and Jet.
Guess who it is?
And they're just like, oh, our old friend.
Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
girl? You need a ride? That's
Yep.
so funny.
So they bring her in, give her, admonish her for having spent all her goddamn money that they stole. And meanwhile, they try to come up with a plot to turn in these two bounties.
Spend that
But
money shopping. Women be shopping.
twist on the bounty, they find out that the bounty for Twinkle Murdoch has been very suddenly rescinded, and people aren't looking for her anymore. And so they're just like, yo, what the fuck? This was gonna make us.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, like, she ain't worth shit. Like, what the fuck? So Jet reaches out to some of his police contacts. Is just like, what is happening? Turns out that the Space Warriors are, basically trying to hold hostage the entire colony of Ganymede. They threaten them with this virus that they call monkey business, which targets
Terrifying.
the 2% of human DNA that separates us from monkeys and turns people into monkeys.
Planet of the Apes, bro.
Planet
Real
of the
life.
Apes.
Man.
So we see in their, lab that they've taken over, they've already turned like a bunch of scientists, and the punishment for those the punishment that they threaten people with is releasing this virus on them and turning them into monkeys, which
Bro.
is horrifying.
Yes.
Terrifying.
Absolutely horrifying. So they find out that she's not really worth anything, and that this whole eco-terrorist organization is going to unleash this virus on the entire colony unless they get their mom back. So they're just like, fuck, all right, like, I guess let's hand her over. And she very smugly is just like, yes, I knew this was going to be the outcome all along.
She was the whole time, even beforehand. She likes to sing when people are dying, which is just the weirdest shit too.
And dance.
And dance. Just bullets
Sick.
flying. You sick fuck. I didn't like her this whole episode
No.
I didn't like her either.
at all.
No. So she goes back to her crew, and everything's going according to her plan. And they put out a broadcast of just like, all right, like, here's what it is. Like, I know we had a deal, but we've changed the deal.
Yeah.
Like, these missiles are coming down for you. They're going to hit everybody. They're going to turn everybody into monkeys. Like, sorry, suckers. And The police force think they get a lead on where they're broadcasting from, go to try and intercept her ship. Turns out it's just a decoy. That ship blows up, kills all of the police forces that are coming for her. And then they realize that she's not broadcasting from where they thought she was. She's in hyperspace as they're sending this out. So Spike goes out to try to intercept as they launch these missiles down at Ganymede. And he manages to get 2 of the missiles, but the third one gets past him. And he tries to hook around, pull some fancy flyboy maneuvers, and chase this thing down, but he's too slow.
And he's like, my weapon won't be able to charge up in time.
So
that weapon was dope, by the way.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But luckily for them, Faye is pretty good with those fucking lockpicks and has managed to get out of her cuffs again.
Yeah.
They left the dog in charge, which he's super smart, but he's still a dog.
Yep.
So she gets past him, gets on her ship, and is just like, all right, hey, guys, like, I'm in a position to help you, but I'm going to want 80% of the cut.
I was like, I'm not mad at her negotiating.
Yeah. That's
She definitely had the leverage at that point.
So she ended up getting 60, I think.
I think they talked her down to 60.
yeah.
And she's like, all right, cool, like, I'll take it out. But just before she does, the third warhead splits up into, like, dozens. Hundreds of others.
Yeah.
And the police on Ganymede are immediately like, all right, we gotta activate our failsafe. Let's close the hyperspace gate.
Which apparently seems like some drastic shit. Like, it sounds like stuff that doesn't normally happen.
It's got to be like some war crime type shit, like last resort, especially if you've got other people inside, because everybody immediately starts panicking when they find out that this gate is closing.
Yeah.
Faye and Spike barely manage to outrun the missiles and get out of there just as the gate closes behind him.
I thought this part was really cool, actually.
The missiles come through, but almost like in, kind of see through. And Faye is just like, what the fuck's going on?
And
Jet hits us with the exposition.
Yeah, I love this part.
If you
He
were
was
in
just
high
like,
school physics, you would
have
understand.
known. It's like that. Those are just the after images. You can still see things that are in hyperspace, but they can't ever interact with anything in our side of the space ever again.
First of all, physics is like advanced in high school. Like, you got to like pass a bunch of sciences before you could even get to physics.
I was so good at physics in high school.
I didn't even take physics in high school. I didn't take physics until college.
I liked physics.
Hey, you got some on your eye.
I do.
Yeah, right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. You tell me when I'm ashy all the goddamn time.
Hey, I don't get offended either. I appreciate you letting me know I'm not
Yeah.
walking out here with shit in my eyes.
Yeah, well, if I saw you ashy and you didn't have no lotion, what's that going to help you with?
I mean, as a black person, you should always
As we were
carry-
saying.
she's always carries some type of shea butter or something.
So those missiles end up going through. Twinkle and her boys on the ship are immediately like, oh shit, hit the brakes. Because I'm guessing it's like, you're okay as long as you don't try to pass through the gate. As long as you don't try to pass through a closed gate. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I need to get that for the
Brennan and Keenan fighting over Keenan's phone.
Yeah, sorry.
Children.
I'm so petty.
Children.
Matt Petty, go ahead.
So they slam on the brakes to try to not head through the gate and become space ghosts or some shit. And while they do, something else awful happens to them, as out from Twinkle's coat comes the vial that Spike had slipped
Into her pocket.
into her pocket.
I think he saw how nervous she was when he was playing with it.
Yeah.
Because then he was like to shoot. She was sweating.
She was
didn't-
panicking.
She was panicking on the inside, but she didn't want him to let him know what they had.
Right.
So like,
So that shit slips right out of her coat pocket and slams into the windshield, breaks open, and they
all turned to monkeys.
know what their fate is.
Oh man,
Meanwhile-
they deserve it. I loved it.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do. 100%. That is their comeuppance. And back on the Bebop, Spike and Jet's ship, they're just like, all right, another lost cause. No money in our pockets. And Faye also is just like, I got no money either. So guess we're gonna figure this situation out together. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna hop in the shower,
and
and
they was like, "What?"
yeah, we'll figure out a plan after that and figure out how we're gonna get some money. And
You
so
gonna roll with us. Just fuck.
No, then Spike is like, Spike's like, I'll go talk to her to go, and then you just hear a gunshot. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I thought one thing, and it became a whole different thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to her. I thought I was like, oh, he about to try to go get it.
Of course, your sexist mind did, Brennan.
Wow.
Of course it did.
So wait, you didn't think that?
No, I didn't think that. I
I
thought
think
he
he
was
was gonna be like, no, get the fuck off
fuck
my
out.
ship.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly what I thought.
Get the fuck into space. You took our money and then spent it.
Yeah.
And, like, get your deadbeat ass out
You're
of here.
worthless on this shit right now. You're just making us lose money, and that's all you're doing is making us lose shit.
I mean, if anything, she's still worth $6 million to them.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I guess they decide to bury that hatchet for now and work together, and the crew size grows by one more. And that
Yeah.
brings us to the end of episode 1 through 4 of Cowboy Bebop.
Well, how do you guys feel, man? How do you guys feel 1 through 4 episodes?
I think
Brennan?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I like that each episode is standalone, like I was saying before. Like anybody can watch any one of these episodes and enjoy it. I think they do a good job of wrapping up each one of those episodes. I think they do a good job of not making you have to watch the next episode like most anime does. I think that makes this an excellent gateway anime thus far. If somebody wants to get their first anime, this would definitely be, so far for the first 4 episodes, I'd say this would be an anime I'd be like, yo, you can watch this.
Yeah.
And it's not too far. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's not too far gone.
Okay.
So I'm with it. My rating for this, I'm going to give it a 7,400.
7,400.
Yeah,
Nice.
7,400 because I enjoyed it. I don't have any notes. Like one of my favorite things about this so far was actually the mechanics of the jets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The sound effects, the attention to detail, like when they show the jet. Every time Spike does some kind of crazy maneuver, they show his hand or his foot clicking something that makes you feel like you're kind of in the jet with him, like doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I love that. I love his jet. I love the weapon on his jet. I love her jet. I love Faye's jet. I love how they're completely different. I don't know. I just feel like they paid attention to the things that mattered and just ignored the things that didn't.
Mhm.
You know, like the things that didn't really matter. It's like, let's give a whole backstory for Spike. Let's give a whole backstory. You know, there's not really very many flashbacks. You know, the show is just like, yo, like we're here in this moment. It's a very present show. And it was very entertaining. Like it's a good sense of humor. It's kind of funny. I just enjoyed it. I feel like the people making this were having fun, like fucking with you while you're watching it.
Yeah.
I give it a. I'll just start off with my rating. I give it a 7,200. I enjoyed it too. The sound design is just was
Music.
mine. I love everything about that shit. Like that's what made me enjoy it the most was that I think like music can make or break an anime. You have the wrong music to some stuff. I just be like, all right, this shit is just.
What's an
it's not making-
example of a anime with bad music? And the reason I ask that is I feel you on a good side of it, but I think on the bad side you don't even notice it.
I think that there are animes I stopped watching, so I can't. I have to sit
But
down
we've
and
watched
think
bad anime. Like was it for example, was the music on Gangsta bad?
I mean, I can think of
Music-
specific instances where I didn't like the music on animes we've watched.
Yeah,
Like where it was
the music
like,
on Gangsta just
Didn't
wasn't.
we say it didn't fit or something?
I
I remember specifically talking about some anime where we're like, yo, this music does not fit what's happening.
Yeah,
I don't remember what that was. It
But
could've
you
been
remember
Gangsta.
saying that though, right?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
yeah, and I can get back to that later. But to me, I think it definitely enhances it a lot when it is really good. It makes the chase scenes fun, the fight scenes fun. I like Spike. I like all the characters. I don't hate any of the right now the good guys right now being put together. I do want to see if they come up with the main antagonist at some point on this show. So we'll see, because like you said, right now they're kind of like standalone episodes, but they can kind of go together. But as of right now, 7,200 for me. How you feel, Rob?
Yeah, actually, that was the same rating I had in my head, 7,200. I like it a lot so far. I'm starting out low, I think. Well, I quote unquote low. I think this could go higher for me.
Yeah.
But, we're just starting out. I want to give it room to get better or get worse. But, yeah, I like all the characters so far. They're all skilled in their own ways. They all bring something to the table. I mean, obviously, you've got, with Faye, you've got the eye candy thing, which is kind of like a little bit eye-rolly for me. But she still is a character that's about stuff, and she's got her own thing going on.
She has a role. She's going to be probably needed for her skill set. So that's what I like about it.
I can't wait until we get the next. I actually vividly remember the episode of the next main character coming into the show, and that's my favorite character.
That's
So,
cool. All right,
you know,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot so far. It brings the action. It brings the stories have been fun. I like these kind of standalone episodes. Reminds me a little bit of like the Mandalorian that I was just watching, where he's just like it's a bounty hunter going to do these missions.
Yeah.
Granted, with the Mandalorian, there's more of an overarching story, which we don't really have right now.
Right.
But I could see that kind of coming in as they bring out more of what happened to Spike in his past, because they've hinted at that a little bit, or even with Jet and who he is. And
Right.
they did similar things like that with Samurai Champloo, where it's just like, Jin and his school and what happened to him, why he became an outcast.
Yeah.
Same with Mugen and all those people. And I'm sure we'll see more of their backstory and what's going on with them as the story progresses. I'm enjoying it so far.
I would actually call this like the anti-Trigun, because Trigun went too hard in this overarching story, and that's what the only thing that they cared about was that. So even the individual episodes didn't stand alone at all. Like you can't just watch an episode of Trigun in the middle and know what the hell's going on. Like you're like, who are these people? What they don't re-explain anything. It's just like that show was extremely dependent on the overarching like story, and there wasn't very much action. Whereas this show is like all about the action, all about the individual episode. And so for me, like if I was to I think a good episode title for our episode today is the anti-Trigun,
It's a
Because
good title. It'll catch some people.
I think it's real.
Cowboy
just
Bebop, the anti-Trigun.
the anti-Trigun.
Okay. Hopefully,
Do you guys
I'm
agree with that?
I'm not gonna fight it.
Do you agree with that assessment though?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
anti. I don't
anti-Trigun.
want to say it's anti, but
it's it's similar, but does it does things. It makes a lot of different choices.
yeah. And and just real quick before we wrap this up, I felt like when I was watching this on Funimation, it's like, is this shit remastered? Because for an older anime, the animation was looking fucking good.
It does. It
agree.
reminds me a lot of like even with what Brennan was talking about with like all the like mechanics and watching him like you feel him driving. It reminded me a lot of like the animation on Akira and like when the dude was driving his motorcycle around and like you saw him like revving the engine and like pinpoint turning and doing his U-turn shit.
Yeah.
And that's when Akira was at its best with the animation and the action. Yeah.
So, what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think of Cowboy Bebop, the first 4 episodes? I know a lot of y'all probably already watched it. So let us know in the comment section. Also, let us know if you're taking that steroids, man. You better get your ass whooped.
That bloody eye.
You taking that bloody eye. You taking that shit or not, man? All right. And would you want to live in space like that? Would you be comfortable living in space, or would you want to stay on a planet?
I know Rob's answer.
No, I don't think I want to live actually in space. I would want to. I would have to be on a planet.
I could do it.
Like maybe if we were on a planet, but honestly, I'm going down with a ship. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
This is home. This is it.
Yeah, I don't.
We're going out.
I'd rather get shot or something. I ain't about to be floating out into space and then just nah. So let us know if y'all want to live that type of lifestyle or not in the comment section. And let us know y'all rating for the first 4 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. So Rob, go ahead and drop your stuff.
Yeah, I'm RV Danger on Instagram. You can message me there and let me know what you're thinking about the show.
Brennan?
At Mr. Producer Face on the gram. Get at me.
Whole Ass Ice is ice.mcgowan.
Mm-hmm.
Myself is at Keenan Baker on everything. Hit me up too. And thank you guys for tuning into
Hey,
another
wait, we're supposed to talk about the clothes or something like that?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. I hit up a cat named Namiware, and we had a discussion. He has some dope ass anime clothes. Like he has a Tanjiro. This is not his jacket, but he has a Tanjiro.
He
like
said this
jean.
is not the jacket. He pointed at me, by the way.
Because I always forget that we're doing YouTube and not doing YouTube. Brennan has like a Tanjiro jacket on, but it's not that one. But he has a dope ass Tanjiro jean jacket. He has a dope ass. I think it's like a.
We got like a My Hero one.
My Hero jacket. That's a sweatsuit jacket.
It's like all my jacket.
Dope.
Yeah, looks super cool.
So just go to at Namiware, NAMI wear. So MAN as in name, AM as in man, IWEAR, and use our. I know it's tough for me. I struggle.
You struggled hard.
I struggle like a motherfucker with that.
Cameron is dying.
Yeah, he's
laughing
dying.
over there. He's like, nobody's gonna understand the
Yeah,
fuck.
Namiware, NAMIWEAR. Where go on his Instagram, click on his website, and use the promotion code AnimeShun podcast, and you can get a discount on the clothes, man.
Hey,
Make sure y'all type that in, man. Namiware, check his stuff out. He got a lot of dope stuff on there.
You want to be fly like Brennan? You know what I'm saying?
It's not that particular jacket, but it's he has his version of, and the AnimeShun podcast is the code that you guys can put in for a discount.
Like you were saying though, people like, yo, man, this dude's way more swagged out than his voice. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna take that today, aren't you? All right, so we thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of AnimeShun. We'll see y'all next week.
And so anime was solved forever.